maybe some other things don't take us to court.
G'day and welcome. Another epi. We're here with the boys, Stovey Stobes, Big Len, Jack, and we've got a special or not so special guest. I suppose it depends which way you look at special. We've got our friend Mitchell Hunt. Welcome, mate. It's good to have you on board. How you going?
Cheers, fellas. I'm bloody good. Excited about this, mate. I get to hear a bit more of your shit chat after a wee while. I'm not hearing it.
Has been a while between drinks, mate. It's fucking a bit of a shambles. Speaking of drinks, how's the dust, mate? How you going after a couple days on the bend?
Yeah, I'm actually surprisingly all right. The voice is a little bit croaky from maybe a few too many dairies, but it's it was actually good. Surprisingly, the first day is horrific, and then for the next sort of couple, you sort of get used to the hangover a little bit. So it's been good actually.
Just locked and loaded. Sweet. So fucking Mitchell Hunt, current Highlander, Mako, ex-Crusader, played for Auckland, dabbled in the Blues, was in the North and South team, New Zealand under-20 world champ, Blues 10s world champ, and essentially just a massive club slut.
Stovey knows what that looks like. I
can relate on that front. The shortest cunt in New Zealand rugby, and
no need to go there, mate. Fucking hell.
And an aspiring astronomer. It dates back a bit to the uni days. So welcome, mate. It's good to have you here. So we'll talk a bit of shit as we go. But the theme for the day is flatting. So Mitch and I date back to uni when Mitch was trying his best to figure out what to do and kicking the ball around on the side, and kicking the ball around moved from a side hustle to a full-time gig. So bloody oath. So we'll move on into it, and we'll go to you, Windle Piece, to start us off.
Right, no worries at all. So ask a few questions. The best part about this is that it proves Stovey's not full of shit that you guys are mates. I thought he was talking out of his ass. So when he said name drop. So we'll ask a few questions to get started, mate, and then we'll drop in our normal sort of segments. But NPC season so far, obviously you guys got pretty close in the big dance and everything. A couple of pieces from you on what you thought the season was like.
Yeah, it was awesome fun again. We got a pretty cool crew down in Nelson, just good bunch of fellas, real good balance of like fun and enjoyment, and then footy as well. Just that motto of sort of, work hard, play harder sort of thing off, and real good bunch of blokes. So sort of regardless of the end result, we had a ton of fun through the year. Obviously, all the teams in general had the ups and downs of the COVID stuff going on, and obviously the Auckland teams didn't even get to have a crack, so I felt for them. But I think going into underdogs was pretty cool in that semi-final, and then the week before we had that must win against Wellington as well, and sort of just found a little bit of that confidence switch in the lads, which is awesome to see. And then the final just come down to the same old shit. Just we didn't quite nail a couple of small things as sport goes, and they did. So good on them. But nonetheless, pretty fun season to be a part of it for sure.
Really cool, mate. Yeah, it was awesome watching. Stovey, did you have something there?
Yeah, I was just going to say, what was the?
Here we go.
Wasn't there a bit of a word after the game? Something about not worrying too much about the game and the do afterwards. What was the word there?
Well, I guess from what was someone had said afterwards, we might have lost a game, but we'll never lose the do.
Nice.
We never lose the do. So that sort of was the lads' motto, and a bit of motivation heading into the next 3 days.
Very nice. Well, we'll definitely cover a bit of Mad Monday heroics later on, but we'll wind things back a little bit here. I'm always a big fascinated with the debut. A few years ago now. What do you remember of actually your first, like, going from being a non-professional to professional? Were you a nervous starter? Do you remember getting a phone call? Was it expected? Kind of how did that all come about?
Geez, I guess first professional debut probably would have been up with Auckland. So Stobie would have been hanging around somewhere,
sniffing about for some free gear.
Yeah, getting some free beers in the plate.
Well, those boys on the home games were getting all the free tickets, just getting handed at the end of Eden Park, just making absolute ruckus. It was good stuff. But the debut, though, I think it was actually down in Southland. I don't think I was too nervous. It was sort of coming. Simon Hickey at the time, the number 10 captain as well. He was injured for some reason. I can't remember what it was. And so the way it was working was that I was pretty much looking to start that first game anyway, which is pretty cool. So you sort of got to prepare for it in that sense. What stood out that game, I missed a game winner on full time. Penalty kick from about 40 out. Just shaved the left stick and missed down in Southland. So I think it was 25 all. So pretty lucky that it wasn't to lose the game. But obviously pretty disappointing to not get it in your debut as well. But something that'll stand out, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Very nice. Len, you want to ask about the drop, mate? Because Len was meant to ask this one.
Absolutely, mate. 2017, mate. Game's on the line. Yeah, it's the 83rd minute. It's 22 all, 45 out on the angle. You come up with one of the most clutch moments I think I've seen on the footy field against your now current team, the Highlanders. Talk me through it, mate. What's running through your head at that stage? I'm sure you've had to answer this question before, but mate, love to hear it firsthand.
Yeah, just from my seat, I think I missed a penalty kick with like 3 to go or 2 to go, and I'd hit one maybe like 5 minutes before that from in a pretty similar spot. So I was sort of spewing at the same time. Was like, like that could have been the game winner there. Remember it was maybe it was a semi like dewy night, and we were sort of stuck on halfway going backwards, even though we had the ball. And even saying this, it was only like my second year super, so I'm still probably pretty raw in how to sort of go about a situation like that. And I remember Wyatt Crockett getting out of a ruck, and he like turned around to me and he's like, fucking do something with it.
That's so good.
And I'm like, he was naked. It was like, I can't remember. I know it was might have been close to 20 phases, maybe 17, 18, 19 phases. I can't remember, but obviously for the big boys just to keep smacking heads and going nowhere, like fair enough for him to whip round and say that. And then from there, I remember just sort of positioning myself and sort of behind the ruck, and I told Bryn Hall, who was 9 at the time, I was like sort of said one more, and I think he was the only bloke that was aware that was going to happen in the way it did. So he saw, so I guess from their perspective and our perspective, it didn't really look like I was about to sort of take it. Just smacked it. I felt
Did you know as soon as it came off the boot, were you like, fuck yeah, I've got this good?
I felt like I didn't hit it real clean.
Yeah.
But from standing where I was, like I knew it was like online. So I was like, I think you can sort of see me in it. I sort of like bend down to sort of check if it had the height over the crossbar. Heard the whistle go, but then saw, I think Matt Faddis was standing under the bar and sort of caught it to take off, and it was sort of like whistle went, but he started running, so I wasn't sure, and then everything just erupted sort of from there. So it sort of become a bit of blur in the next sort of few minutes.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it was fucking loose.
Bloody unreal.
I remember watching that. I was sitting at home up north with the family, and I'm watching this game. I remember sitting there watching it, and you fucking like went to the side. I was like, "What the fuck? What the fuck are you doing? You stupid! What the fuck?" And then you picked it, and I was like, up on this fucking couch, like fucking going, "Holy shit, holy shit!" And then it dropped, and I fucking remember just going absolutely bananas. It was fucking unreal. It was fucking gold, man.
We must have been. I don't know when that would have been. It must have been like maybe March or April or something. And obviously the season at that stage was only heading till June, and I must have been in like contract negotiations. for coming back for another couple of years.
Absolutely.
And we were out having beers afterwards, and I remember like Razor coming up to me we were in Christchurch, and he was like, "Yeah, we'll give you 2 years, mate."
Yeah, how good.
Thanks, mate. A bit of confidence out of that, so that was cool.
Brilliant.
Brilliant, mate. That's fucking unreal scenes. And I guess the other one from me, mate, best player you've played with and why?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. It's hard to say. Like, I guess if you think of like the Crusader guys and that, playing with someone like Kieran Reid was unreal as a forward. He was pretty patchy, like in and out through injuries and stuff at times and that. And he wouldn't be around the team environment much. And he'd come back in and he'd know everything from line-outs to the set plays, everything, the lingo. It was like he genuinely hadn't missed a minute. And obviously now with these days, most of the loose forwards sort of are out in the back on the edge of the play on that a lot. And he'd sort of be telling me how to nail the back stuff out there. Like, he was just so knowledgeable across the game. Incredible in that sense. The other one obviously now is Aaron Smith down at Landers. Just I've never seen someone with such a work ethic like him. Like, it's genuinely incredible. It's almost a competition for him to be better than everyone else. Like, I'd say I turn up pretty early to most trainings through the day, and it's like he'll get up in the morning and either walk on the treadmill at home, or he'll get down to the training early. So this is like 7:30 to 8 in the morning, and you drive past, come into the car park, and he's already on the treadmill doing stuff already. Like, his attention to details, freakish. His understanding, every time he talks to the team, seems to say the right things. So I guess those were sort of two guys, and hence why they were so good and are so good now, in sort of their legacies. But to sort of see those guys firsthand go about their work and how they operate was pretty incredible.
Yeah,
those two probably stick out the most for sure.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's unreal. Must be pretty neat having been able to play outside. Probably one of the best halfbacks to have played the game, and learn from him and pick his brains, and the service you get as well, I'm sure makes a bit of a difference.
No, 100%. He's a good bloke as well. We get on pretty well, and we're playing golf most weeks, so we sort of get to have that relationship like on and off the field as well. Pretty handy golfer too. Doesn't like losing there either. So he's competitive in sort of all aspects. So
Nice.
Yeah. Pretty brilliant.
Well, I believe I'm into some story times, trying to fucking stitch people up, but no, I kept this pretty like sort of PC-ish, to be fair. Like, there's probably a few things that probably can't be mentioned on air because one or both of us might end up losing our career. I think someone's career is a bit more important than mine. so we better be careful, eh? But no, the flatting times were fucking good, man. Like, we had heaps of stories. It was the four of us. It was Mitchy, and then there was Wyatt and Nico. And we had some fucking outrageous times in that flat down in Epsom on Parr Road. It was a little beauty. And I remember this one time, and Wyatt and I were driving in the car back from uni, and this was past the point. This was when Mitch had sort of thrown the towel in with uni, and his astronomy days were over. but fucking get this call, and it's during exams and shit, and Wyatt and I are like, nah, we're not getting on the beers. Like, old mate's on the phone, and we're fucking just, it's like, right, we're having a big night. And Wyatt and I look at each other and we're like, fuck this. We were like, no way. We both had, like, I had an exam the next day. I think he was like 2 days off. We're like, there's just no chance. Anyway, he's like, nah, like, you're going to get here and we're getting on the beers. Anyway, we fucking arrive and we walk in, and there's Mitch and Mitch Carpick as well, standing there with like stacks. There must have been like 5 or 6 boxes of piss just sitting on this table. And that was about the end of that story, because it was a big one. We had 3 boxes of cruisers. We chucked them into this massive rubbish bag and like tied it up, and we're just like A
Made
massive
like a
that
big
we just
mixed
passed
chuuune.
around.
So it was
Oh
fun.
geez, yeah, that was a fucking absolute beauty. And then yeah, food fights in there. The one night we woke up, do you remember that? We woke up and like, mate, there were eggs, there was yogurt on the roof, beetroot fucking everywhere. Oh mate, ridiculous. I remember we like all sort of like woke up pretty like sheepishly in the morning, and we like peer out of our bedroom doors and just look, and we're just like, oh fuck, like
Absolute mess.
Jesus, dusty as, had to clean it up. Yeah, oh, just outrageous. Yeah, old mate sleeping in piss, missing some trainings was quite good. We wake up and Mitchie still got his door shut, and I'm like, fuck, you got training, can't you? He's like, oh fuck. Not feeling very well.
Yeah, okay. Something about not feeling well. I slept in, had to get him coffee at the PM session.
Mate, a coffee's brave with the hangover and training. That's a loose bum.
Yeah, no, I fully missed that training, so had to make that one up. Had to make that one later on.
Oh jeez.
Do I get to say one about Nick now? Do I get to share one?
Shit, go for it.
We'll move on, eh?
No, throw him under the bus.
It's not too bad, but it was more. This one was sort of first year, so like if we say flatting and the halls, because we were obviously like maybe three doors down across the way, eh? On the same level.
Yeah, it was trouble.
Nick used to get like the 1 litre vodkas or the 1 litre Absolute bottles, and he used to finish about 90% of it. We had this one day we turned up into his room, must have had a game or something. I don't even think I was drinking that night, but this was probably not a regular, but you've done it a few times in the halls. That could drink like a 90% of those 1 litre vodka bottles. And we come back one day into the hall, and Nick's on the bed, like ripping his undies back over his head, like spreading his cheeks out and just giving sex noises. And there's like, he was probably the one, he was on like 150% level, and everyone else was like drunk and drinking, but only on like a 75% level. So Nick's pulling undies back, like up over his head, like spreading his cheeks on this ridiculous level, to realise that he'd gone and again drunk about 90% of one of his Absolute vodkas. So
That's
I'm
hilarious.
sure I think there's probably a couple more if I dive deep into Nick on a bottle of those, but that was one that really stands out. The instant etched forever in my brain.
Well, at least we know that the sex noises isn't something new that you've only just picked up. You obviously had it with you for a while, mate. Some of the noises he makes, just like in the sheds, just around, like in the nets, or like after the games, or on the potty as well.
Yeah,
they probably originated in that year at 2014, would they? Remember those used to be fucking idiots, flats. But
that's
I think
so
the
funny.
first part about that was that I was doing it. It was like early doors as well. It was probably one of the first weeks we're in the halls, and I'm like butt naked, pretty much, like fully exposed to the world, like screaming, like, oh yeah. Jesus.
Yeah, you're gonna get on a register, mate. You're fucking trouble, Stovey.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Not good, eh? Not good. The halls were dangerous, mate. The halls were very dangerous, but yeah, fucking hell. Windows hit us with some pump hook propose, mate.
Pump hook propose. Standard from us is that we get onto this one where we've got 3 options. Either you're going to punt it, kick it to touch, you're going to pork it, give it a once off, dust it once, or propose, get the knee dirty, get down on one knee and love me long time. So this time we're still flatting. So flatting theme here. So we've got, and I feel like one of them is going to be way too easy after you guys are talking about all the fun of the lads, but we've got flatting with the boys, having females in the house, or flatting with the miso. All right. Len, kick us off, mate.
Oh, kicking me off. All right. Well, we're going to punt the miso to touch. Mate, I can. So see you later, mate. Different houses. I mean, some misos sleep in different beds and whatnot, but no, different houses for me. We'll pork the boys. I think they're good. Got to do it once, enjoy the times, and otherwise I think it can get a bit too much. And then propose to having females around, mate. I've done myself dirty in this current flat. I get dinner cooked for me. They cook, they clean, they do my dishes, mate. It's unbelievable scenes. I don't have to lift a finger. I like roll in 3-course meal. Thanks for coming. Dessert, yeah, please. Nah. So yeah, something about females in the house is good. Just don't
nice.
screw through. That's the one rule.
Yeah, real nice. Good from you. Mitch, you got a list for us, mate?
Had it all, to be fair, so I can't.
He's got the miso.
How brave is he?
Man or mouse? Here we go.
In terms of
just for the listeners, Mitch is having a breakdown.
Yeah,
this is in the background.
I'm in the same boat as you here, mate. So
This is in the shower.
I've had some of the best. I'm going to go. So propose for the lads for me.
Yeah.
Just some of the best times, like obviously when Stobie and I lived together. I had a few rugby lads I lived with in Christchurch for, the same pretty much couple of lads I lived with for like 3 or 4 years, and we just had an awesome time. So that'll be that for me. I'm gonna have to do it for the. I'll go pork, miso soup, and it doesn't sound right, does it? It's not right. I'll go punt the miso. See what you hit up later.
You deal with that one later.
Yeah, you guys get the drift. I'd like to elaborate.
Yeah, no, we're good. We'll keep things moving, eh?
Jesus.
Good from you, mate. Stobie?
Yeah, I'm not as brave as old mate over here. So, I'm punting having females as good as they are in terms of cleaning and all that sort of carry on. Like, just the fun factor sometimes, like in a whole group scenario. I know that, it's not for me. Pork, I'll pork the boys.
Yeah, shocked. So under the thumb.
To be fair, it's tricky because I'd love to just live with the boys and just fucking get loose all the time because it's so much fun. Some of the boys' flats we had were just unbelievable scenes. That 4 on Par Road was outrageous. I'll pose to me. So
Al's sitting on the stairs giving him shooting him absolute eagles.
You're not 50 years old yet, mate. Gee.
Behaves it.
I can live with the miso. You live with the miso right now.
It's the
only time we've seen him out past 9, Mitch, after that, when you invited him along and he brought all his mates to your Highlanders after party. I've never seen him out that late before.
It was good though.
Very nice. All right, I'll wrap through my ones. Punting with the miso to touch. A few weeks ago, I may have said something different, but we'll punt miso. That's no good. Having females, pork. I'd like to try it. I'd like to be like served like Len, but I don't think I don't know how Len does it. He treats people like shit, and then he gets food delivered to him. The disgraceful stuff that we see in our chats is it's unreal. The boys, long live the boys. My favorite memories, living in the chapel and just having the time of your life, right up to no good, and that is just the best time of your life. So absolutely. All right, we'll keep things moving. Look, best on ground at Mad Monday. All the boys are getting amongst it. People might come and go. They've got, misses or proper responsibilities or want to sleep or whatever. But there's always good to have a best on ground. Who's getting man of the match for your Mad Monday, Mitch?
I don't know. It's like you say. It's like some guys will do a couple of days, miss the last one, be gone for bits and pieces. I don't know if there's really one. We've got a new fella who's actually coming down to the land is Luca Inch. He's a young fella, 20 years old, but just one of those characters you can get right, like anyone can sort of connect with and get right around, and he's a hard case, and got some great stories already for his age. Like some of his stories are fantastic. He ended up, so we'd done our 3 days. So there's a core group of us that sort of went all the way through, managed to sort of stick it out, which was cool. He must have finished up on the, see how I can try and word this. So we'd all gone to the team room. So we had like, we've all got like team MacBook laptops, and there's like maybe 6 of them, and that's what we watch all our film on and all the clips and reviews, and you can look at all your stuff in that. We ended up there on like the, I think the days right on the Monday night. So it was pretty much the end of the do Monday night, like 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock. And he's looking up, trying to say it, like the crooked shit on all the team laptops. Got these all up, all these different ones, all these different, like we can think of porn and all the different bits and pieces, went up on all the team laptops. There's like a few laptops just all lined up with it. Boys having a great laugh. He sort of sealed the deal for MVP. Actually, so nothing in particular, but he woke up somehow at 6 a.m., probably went to sleep at 2 or 3, woke up at 6 a.m., got back down there at 6 a.m., was sweeping all the glass up around the team room and outside the team room. Saw the CEO walking his dog the next morning, probably still hammered to bits, sweeping up, trying to make amends of the place. Got back into the computers, trying to delete all the history before it gets emailed upstairs, or you can track it or whatever that shit is. So absolute champion, went the lengths, and then got up at 6 o'clock after probably 5 hours sleep for 3 days, and went and cleaned it all up as well. So that sort of gets it for me.
Yeah, legendary status, that getting back up to fix it all up.
Yeah, good man. I did have a story personally, actually, which was quite good. I decided on the Fed day, or maybe even during the end of the week, that I wanted to write a list. I wanted to write a list of everyone's name in the organisation. So on this big A4 piece, went on the team names, everyone that had played for us this year. And I wanted to try and have a beer for everyone in the team across the 3 days.
Nice.
So I had this A4 like paper and a pen, and I had it tucked in like a little fanny pack for the days. And I tried my best to get round everyone at least like cheers them for. It wasn't a skull, so I'd been absolutely wrecked, but at least get across every individual and be like, this one's for you as such, in a sense.
That's cool, man.
Managed to finish it on about 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock on the Monday night. So pretty stoked. It was like 60, would have been like 65, 66 odd beers in between all the other ones too. So
that's a great effort. That
managed to get there. That was my little side mission for the 3 days.
Very nice, that mate. That's great effort.
Love it. That's great chat. That. We'll keep rolling along. I think we've got a bit of top 5, and it's got my name next to it. So keeping the theme of flatting, every flat loves a good house party. So what we're going to roll with is rattling off your top 5 dress up or party themes for a house party. So we'll flick it to you, Jack, first, mate, to kick us off with your top 5. Rattle through them for us, fella.
Cool. All right, go through this quickly. I'm just thinking about from experience here, but I'm going to go, fancy dress. Probably not one of my favorites, but I always enjoy a bit of getting dressed up with the boys and having a bit of a big one, and get your whistle and flute, your suit and tie on, and all that sort of stuff. I don't know why I put this down, but fuck it. Cross dress. Bit out the gate, but can be a bit of fun to just let go and wear something a bit naughty. So some short shorts and skirts. Pimps and hoes. That's always a good time. St. Paddy's Day has probably been one of my favorite ones. Everyone getting dressed up for that and getting in green. And then can't go past Halloween as being number 1. Everyone goes a bit nutty, and people get interesting with it. So there's my top 5.
Yeah, bloody good.
Nice, Gary.
We'll go to you, Stokes, mate. What have you got for us?
Yeah, probably nothing good because I suck apparently. But I've gone with St. Paddy's is in there. It has to be more for the kick-ons, to be fair, if I make it past 9. Halloween because you could basically dress up as anything and get away with it. So that's always good. Formal, like, fancy dress or whatever. If it's the ponies, that's even better. Just saying. But then obviously you can go generational, where you've got your 70s, 80s and all that, and you can wear all sorts of outrageous kit. It's always a good time. And then I actually had something else, but then I thought about anything but clothes party in first year uni, and the boys went to what's it called, Look Sharp, and we bought four laundry baskets. There was like a pig, a duck, a fucking frog, and there was something else. But we just.
I had that on my list as well. I got laundry party from first year uni. It was the first two. It was the first two actually, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was the first two. It was so good. And I ended up, because I had nothing underneath, so I ended up losing my laundry basket halfway through the night, and I couldn't get anywhere else in town. I think I had some like short shorts on, and I had to borrow like a real skimpy top from one of the girls who had it like underneath the thing. And I'm walking around with this like little tank top to get into town. But yeah, that was one of the great. So I went with that.
Brilliant. Mitch, what have you got for us, mate? Top 5.
I had in there, again, it's like sort of house party theme time, but like Christmas do parties.
Yeah.
I got a couple of nice Christmas sweaters which I like to wear towards obviously in the next month or so, but got a good couple of light up Christmas jumpers which would go good on the beers.
Nice.
Favorite of mine, and I've got a ton of them, is my just party shirts. Massive on just a party sort of looking do.
Yes, mate.
Lynn's so excited to hear that.
I've got a friend on the shit shirt, Buzz.
Yeah, perfect. So I'm it's almost not even just the theme. I'll wear any sort of chance I can get. Again, not so much of the theme, but I love having a cordie if there is a chance to have one, if it's a random one or whatever. Might be at a little house party or whatever, to chuck one of those in there. Obviously I had the laundry party too, like Stobie, and also didn't mind just chucking in a wee double denim or a form of denim where you can just go full. So
very nice.
Can look pretty ridiculous, but a good one to have in there as well.
Yeah,
very
not
good.
bad, boys. It's pretty good. I've had a few similar ones. One of them that I think we've missed is the old toga party.
Nice.
The classic that's got to be in there.
It's so fucking bad. It's fucking useless. This guy, I've just got on my thing. I've changed one from toga party to anything but clothes, and this cunt's not
stolen it. I was worried.
Toga party.
I was worried for Lynn though. He's only got one party that he ever nominates. So
yeah, look, and I've also got a traffic light party. So you dress as a traffic light. That's quite good. Yeah, so you have 3 colors of a traffic light.
Okay.
And then there's the old the fluoro party where you wear like fluoro colors. Yep, you got one of them. And you've got the shit shirt party, which always goes down in beauty. And the last party is always a great party, and that's the hippie party. And you dress up in some hippie gears. So
nice.
Go fuck yourself, Jack.
I thought you were gonna say, mate. I thought you were gonna say shit shirt 5 times. To be fair, eh?
It would have been better than he did fucking put out. What a cop.
Absolutely.
Oh, Jesus.
Anyway, look, for the listeners, I'm sure they'd like to hear a few more questions and a few more insights out of you, Mitch. So I've got a couple other questions. Can we go with showering nude? Who's the biggest piece you've seen in the showers? I don't know, is that allowed?
Get it on the hill. Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't know. Like headline news.
Mitch discloses size of penis.
It's just anatomy.
You can say pass if you.
Who's got a good rig there? Who's got the undercover best rig in the showers? And if you're not going to talk about pieces, I reckon that's a better way of going. Who goes well in the showers?
So back to rig or back to?
You call it, mate. Like this is your career, fella.
I don't think. Oh, what would there be in there? Old me mate Drummo. Mitch Drummo. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Oh, wow. Showing not a grower.
Well done.
We undercover rig. Old I don't want to blow his head up anymore. Old George Bridge.
Yeah, Yeah, good looking bloke too. What a
Yeah,
prick.
he's a good looking rooster, right?
Low skin folds,
Ugh.
reasonable haircut, good fella, loves a few beers and got good chat. So just all rounder for him.
Yeah, nice. And a bit of a slightly more, I guess, serious question in terms of, obviously you've stepped up into a leadership role with the Makos over the last couple of seasons, and I'm assuming you're probably in that leadership group down there at the Highlanders as well. Is that something that's always come naturally to you both? Have you always sort of been a captain coming through the grades, or is it something that you've just sort of developed later on in your career? And how have you found that transition into sort of being a leader?
Probably started with leading Stovey on the piss, to be serious.
Yeah, he's not wrong.
Yeah, I don't know. To be fair, just sort of maybe naturally happened along the way, and I guess as a number 10, you sort of naturally have to, take that role with the team, even if you're not such, anyway. But yeah, just sort of naturally done it, and obviously I was too young to do any of that sort of stuff that the Crusaders and that, and it's basically sort of been since the last few years and at Tasman, and then since I've been at the Highlanders. But I enjoy it, to be fair. It's cool. Obviously as a co-skipper this year was something again new, completely new, but I really enjoyed that co-skipper factor where you sort of had two of us to help and bounce around and not so much sort of weight on one person's shoulders. So I've been enjoying it. It's cool leading the team and hearing sort of the deeper parts and connecting with coaches around how they want to try and lead a team, and then obviously from a player's perspective trying to put that into practice. So it's quite a cool process to be a part of as well.
Yeah, nice. Wicked, mate. And then obviously in terms of moving clubs, I mean, how like the process of that and like challenges that you face, like integrating into a new group, a new culture, how have you found that? And I guess how have you seen like how different teams operate? I mean, you hear rumors or you hear words about the Crusaders and the setup that I've got down there, and then that transition to the Highlanders. I mean, how have you found that and challenges you face along the way?
Yeah, not so much challenges, to be fair. It's been pretty smooth sailing, which is sweet. I guess my concern, like coming down to the Landers, was, and especially coming out of the Crusaders and up there, and was sort of how was I going to be received from the group down south, and but it was honestly seamless. It's a great group. Both camps are awesome. They have their tiny differences and stuff like that, but everyone's trying to obviously reach the same goals, and all the teachings and learnings and stuff are all similar, just done about slightly different ways. And all the coaches I've been under have been pretty incredible in both camps. So as a whole, I guess just the main thing was the playing time, hence the shift. And I guess now there's a couple of Crusaders coming down in the last few years sort of following suit, but I just think you just could never replace that playing time. Like I could learn as much as I wanted up the road, but then to be able to actually put it in practice on the field has just been sort of second to none. So it's just been hugely beneficial, awesomely placed to come down to, great people, good community. So I've just had an awesome time and really no qualms at all. It's been great.
Nice. Wicked, mate. Love it. And one last question, and I don't know if anyone springs to mind here, but is there anyone that you've played that's just like fucking scary and like puts the shits up you? Like, is there, I don't know if you want to disclose that on here, but the scariest player you've ever played against?
Who do you not want?
Yeah. Or who do you not want running at you? Or is there someone that just like goes out there and is just like a fucking bull to a red flag and just like wants to kill cunts?
I mean, I saw you went toe to toe with, it was Coles, wasn't it? Fucking little face push, was it?
You'd love to do something else occasionally, but I can't really afford to take 6 weeks off and throw a punch. At least with the open palm, I could maybe get away with yellow like I did. No, I don't know. You're not really ever scared out there because you're always so sort of pumped. Like you're always so sort of pumped on adrenaline anyway, and that like never thinking like that. No one really, like I'm not too phased, but I always had that, like sort of the question was like the hardest to tackle, and I always had a few battles with like just naturally playing against Ngāti Laumapi, And obviously everyone knows what he can do to people and that. And I sort of was on the receiving end of it a fair few times. And because he's honestly not too much taller than me, but obviously he's like 105 clicks, and he's rapid, and he's powerful, and he's just thick. And it was always like, I remember a couple of games, and it was like, right, I'm going to try low here. Couldn't wrap him up. Arms are too short. That's the excuse. Try to go high. You get carried for like 10 meters, and it's just like. Then I think my last game we played, I got run over top of as well. Pre-season, he ran over top of me, scored a match winner. So it's like, he was always a good battle, because it was like, how do you go about getting over it, like trying to tackle him and stuff like that. And honestly, yeah, he would have got the best of me probably 95% of the time. So he was always a tricky one that you're like, okay, how do I deal with it, or how do I try and work it out? But yeah, he's obviously pretty damaging and a scary bloke anyway.
Yeah, he's a scary bloody ball runner. I remember him just demoing like that game against the Blues, I think, where he ran through Rico fucking like 7 times and had like an absolute blinder.
Yeah.
Oh, lucky he's gone now, mate.
Unbelievable games that I've seen, like from an inside centre anyway.
Yeah, so aggressive. I've just got one question before we move on. Have you got any more questions, Lynn?
No, mate, I'm out.
Sweet. I've just got one question before we move into another segment and then look to go again. But one question for you. When you look to, so when you maybe like, I don't know, miss a kick or whatever, so like, what sort of things do you go through then to be able to go again? You're in such a pressurized role as a 10. How do you move on to the next thing?
So we got guys that can help us with that these days. Like the teams do a lot of mental skills stuff, which is pretty cool. And I really enjoy sort of diving deeper into like that sports psych, sort of around the brain stuff. A while back, I would have been someone who was really gutted to even miss one, and probably let it sort of stew me up a little bit for a while. To be fair, these days now, like I've just got it's a little physical thing, and if I muck up, Stobie's probably seen it heaps because he messages me about kicking the balls out and shit, missing touch. Oh my
God. Such a shit friend, Stobie.
Hey, at least I watch and know what's going on. I still like the good stuff too, but I'm fucking first in there to spray him.
Yeah, shit, you need it. But so I got this little thing where I'll just give myself like a little clap. And it's almost just like little acknowledgement. It's like, cool, you mucked up, you're human, like move on. And that's sort of like my slate wiper. It's like at the time it's like, yep, acknowledge, smile about it, you acknowledge it, done, the slate's clean. And that's just sort of that reset for me. And I guess if the better you can, the more and the better you can get it at just wiping that slate. Like I think against the Chiefs last year, I just had a really shit goal kicking game, and probably ultimately that cost us the game. Again, lots of other things did too, but ultimately if I'd nailed even like 2 more kicks, would have won us the game. And then I think the next week come out and had a really good game against the Blues. It was almost like obviously you care, but then it's a you don't care factor as well, in terms of those mistakes and stuff like that. So just a little physical cue and a wee thing to click the mental side of things to flush and carry on, and felt like I've sort of got the hang of that as of these last few years and sort of have it nailed down.
Awesome, mate. Appreciate that insight. Stobie, you want to smash out this next segment?
Yeah, I've got you're gonna be even more rusty with your voice after this. You're talking fucking quite a bit, but fuck yeah. So we've got a this or that, which is basically I'll give you 2 things and you've got to say which one you'd prefer. That's how it is, Windows? You created this one?
Yes.
Okay, thank you for the clarity. I just love seeing you fucking get
my eyes get flared.
Right, it's sort of I think there's some flat moments in there, and there's some also other random shit that's been thrown in based on some of the previous weeks. So flat meals.
So do I go? Is this the first one and that is the second one? Is that like
just say which one you prefer? So do an example.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, come on, mate.
So just pick one.
No wonder you didn't become an astronomer.
I think the early CTE is kicking in, lads.
Oh, geez. Sweet. So flat meals or cook yourself?
Yeah, took myself.
Mullets or go blonde? That's rogue.
Mullet.
Nice.
Crocs or jandals?
Jandals.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
These peanuts have invested $80 in
Oh,
Mate,
Crocs.
they're unbelievable. They're so comfortable.
So nice. Wear them to
you,
bed.
mate, you can take them anywhere. You can walk through fucking
Go
swamps.
to
Yeah,
work in them.
Just a shackles, mate. Right, this is another Len special. Pahuta kawas or anything else? Just anything.
just anything. They're only good at Christmas, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. Len's got a weird
Len's got
obsession.
like a fantasy for Pahuta kawa trees. In his Bumble profile, he's got Pahuta kawas are underrated. That's his pick up on.
It's got a good hit rate, mate.
Don't mind it. Yeah.
You're good looking, big and brown. That's what your good hit rate is. It's not your chat. Your chat's shit. If I was as tall as you, I'd be sweet.
Oh, geez. Mertens or Spencer?
Probably Spencer, only because I got to see a bit more of them. Like personally, got to see a little bit more of them than maybe Mert. Was a little bit too young to actually watch them personally.
Yeah. Assist to win the game or a try-saving tackle to win the game?
For me, it'd be a tackle, I reckon. Try-saving tackle, I reckon that's, yeah.
Real nice.
I reckon one of my favourite tackles was that one in the 10s, the Blues 10s, when old Tuilangi is fucking absolutely storming down the outside, and fucking midget Mitchell fucking comes around and fucking smokes him. I would, to be fair, I would have liked to see him cut back in and just run straight and just bung.
I don't know why. I don't know why he didn't, but he tried to take me outside. I reckon I was about the height of his waist. Yeah.
Oh, mate, that was so good though. I remember everyone going sick. But relive the drop goal or win NPC 2021.
Probably NPC 21.
Nice.
I remember the other one. So yeah, crazy vividly.
Nice.
7s or 10s?
Yeah, good question.
Thanks.
Probably yeah, nice. Probably 10s now. The way some of those 7s guys are just freaks. 10s at least see a little bit more variation, and some big guys you can try and pick on a little bit as a small guy.
Nice. Nico or Wyatt to live with?
Nico was pretty chill. Wyatt was an absolute spastic. You never knew if I know what he was up to, but he's actually been texting him the last couple of days. He's hard case. Maybe Nico for the quietness, quiet tidiness.
Yeah, just a bit of stability.
Stovey didn't chuck himself in the mix. He wasn't ready to get hurt.
Nah, yeah, I would have been kicked to the kid quite quickly.
Never him. Poor Nico. We put a wee guinea pig that we found somewhere in his bed while he was asleep.
No way he brought that up.
Oh, that's so funny.
Poor fella, didn't deserve it.
Where'd you put the guinea pig?
In his bed.
We found it, and Nico was asleep. We lifted the sheets up and put the guinea pig in his bed.
He was the sober driver as well, poor bloke. He'd been driving the idiots around town all night, and then he's finally got to bed, and all of a sudden there's a guinea pig running rampant through his sheets. Oh, fuck me.
Unbelievable.
Unreal. Nah, that's good, mate. Wendell Peace, I believe you've got a couple final questions before we've got some ponies tips and we can wrap things up. But you go for it, mate.
Yeah, look, appreciate. Stovey didn't want to ask any serious stuff. So look, obviously you're going into Christmas break and then into Super Rugby. Just, I don't know, a few things of what you're looking to do next. You know, ambitions with the Highlanders and any long-term kind of goals you've set yourself going forward as you go forward in your career.
Yeah, obviously, going to be another big year. Pretty cool schedule to see all the change up of teams and including all the Aussie stuff. So really just don't know how that's going to play out. Like some teams just going to get right ahead and leave others in the dust, or is it going to be a fight through? Massive unknowns there. So I reckon that's something exciting and challenging going to be thrown into next year's mix. Obviously, hopefully the team can perform or try and sort of start where we left off a little bit last year. Sort of prove that we didn't need heaps of All Blacks to make a final, and like I say, sort of hopefully again we can start strong and hopefully be more of a challenge in that back end. Personally, yeah, I don't know, just playing well. Like you've always sort of got a black jersey in the back of your mind, but if you focus on that and you miss out all the small stuff in between. So I guess my focus has just got to be playing well next year. Just keep trying to get better, and whatever's going to happen is going to happen. So just want to have another good year of the Landers, get stuck right in and give that a real good crack first.
Brilliant, mate. Well said. I appreciate you answering all those questions and giving us a good insight to your life as a footy player. Thanks, mate.
No worries.
Yeah. Thanks, mate. You're as much as we take the piss, always a pleasure. Sort of. Yeah, bloody good. It's been real good to have you on board. But I suppose in true fashion, we got some horses running around on the weekend, so we better throw out a few dusty tips that hopefully come in, and maybe this week we'll bet on them, because last week we picked fucking pretty much every horse and didn't bet on them because we're playing cricket. Yeah, not good. So we got our next best and roughie. I don't know, Windles, you didn't get any, did you? You've not sniffed around. What do you got for us, Len?
I think we've got on the same best, and that's Festival Dancer. Is that right? So we've got Festival Dancer at Caulfield Race 6, currently at about 360 or 380 if you're on Neds.
Yeah, get on Neds.
So that thing's going to win. So if you want some jam, definitely Festival Dancer. My next best is at Ascot Race 9, and that's Apple Schnapps at 5s, and that horse is a very good horse, and it's got a great name, so she'll go nicely at 5s, I reckon. Have you guys
I've got my better than bank interest horse, which is just a multi-fillet really, Spanish Mission at $1.50. Now obviously old mate, it's not gonna make you rich, but it's a shoey, and it's an extra 50% multiplier, so chuck it in there. You just got to have it. Caulfield Race 7, Festival Dancer, Caulfield Race 6. And my roughie, who's been running some naughty little races, actually building quite nicely, racing in some pretty good company. Sosie Bond, Caulfield Race 8, paying 12s. That'll get you rich. Get on that one.
Very nice. And my roughie, to finish us off, seeing as the cricket season's not too far away, it's where I'll be parked up all season, and that's Second Slip. At 9s and 3s. I will not be at Second Slip.
No,
I'll be running
not.
fine leg. I'll be doing fine leg to fine leg if Stobie has his way. But yeah, no, Second Slip, $9, 3 and 3s at Morfettville Race 8. Should run a naughty race. It's been freshened up and coming back, so goes well fresh. So get around it.
How good. Sweet. Very good. Mitch, you don't got any horse tips for us, mate?
Poor guy just had to sit through that.
I'm horrific, man. I've got no idea what I'm up to, so I'll leave you boys to it, hopefully.
Mitch and I used to go down and get on the dogs.
Where it started, isn't it?
He was actually quite good on the dogs. Maybe we need to get you on for a little segment, get you picking dogs.
We dog segment, yeah.
Mitch picks a bitch. It's got a ring to it. Roll with that.
It does.
But bloody oath. Thanks, mate. I appreciate you coming on board. It's been bloody good. Happy days.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
No?
Yeah, chuck us the song, Windles.
Play the song and let us sing it out.
Crack a couple beers, we'll talk about the sport. Maybe some other things don't take us
Great.
to court.
Great.
Oh, yeah.
Bloody
nice, Daddy.
Well done.